When I first saw this new addition to the Valentino Donna Born in Roma range, I was just stunned with the bright lime juice color that stood out on the shelf among other fragrances. But how this new flanker smells and performs, if you own the original or any other flanker, will this new addition be redundant in your collection? And is it worth the price? You'll find out in this review. Welcome, I'm Miri, and here we talk in depth about fragrances. So let's start with the inspiration first. Similar to all other Donna Born in Roma flankers, the bottle and the name of this perfume are rooted in the city of Rome. The bottle design is inspired by Valentino's iconic rockstud, which was originally inspired by architectural features studding the Rome walls. So all flakons have edgy pyramidal studs, and they remind me kind of an armor and look really cool contrasted to the bold black cap. I'll talk about the choice of the name Green Stravaganza a bit later, but the scent should be very floral and it should capture the essence of Rome's lush gardens and its vibrant city. When smelling Green Stravaganza, will you truly be transported to a green garden, and will you like this fragrance? Well, you'll find out. The opening of Green Stravaganza is very bright, fresh, sparkling, and surprisingly, even though no fruity or citrusy notes are mentioned on Fragrantica or even on Valentino's official website, I can smell some fruity nuances. The opening smells like lime, fresh but bitter as well, and that would explain the color of the juice. I never had the chance to drink Lapsang Souchong tea, so I'm not sure is the scent of it realistic here or not, and does it have this citrusy lime-like qualities? If you had the chance to drink it, let me know how it smells in the comments. But next to that tangy lime fruitiness, there's some sweetness to the opening and also a bit of woody, almost like piney, and a bit smoky, roasted, bitterish scent, and I presume that's the scent of the tea. Tea grounds the scent and makes it a bit deeper and drier, especially because you get initially a combination of sweetness and lime citrusy tartness that smells like lime jellies, lime gummy bears, or even lime popsicles. So imagine the combination of lime popsicles and iced green tea. And this is how the opening smells to me. It's just incredible. I just love how tea gives that calming effect and aromatic vibe while you still get sweet candied lime that makes the scent very bright and cheerful. The balance of smoky herbalness, sweetness, and citrusy freshness is so well done, so I can see why some would buy this fragrance on the spot after trying the opening, but top notes disappear rather quickly, like 10 minutes after the opening, and as the scent dries down, it becomes a bit nondescript to me. I can smell some clean florals, and that's probably jasmine, even though it doesn't smell like the particular scent of jasmine. Also, I get some sweetness. I guess that's vanilla. And as I said, it's very hard in the dry down to differentiate particular notes. So Green Stravaganza just becomes a very nice, sweet floral scent that smells perfumey, like something you would expect from a decent designer fragrance. There's a tiny bit of freshness and smoky earthiness left from tea, but noticeable only in the background. And mostly this is a very pretty, powdery, sweetish, herbal-like jasmine that is not very aggressively floral, and the sweetness tones down as the scent dries down. Also, vanilla here doesn't smell play-doughy, gourmand, edible, or even too sugary. It just wraps florals and those tiny hints of smoky herbal tea in a nice, perfumey, subtly sweet, powdery cloud. And therefore, the subtly sweet herbal vanilla smells like matcha tea to me, with a lot of milk and some sugar touches, while jasmine gives indistinct floral scent. So imagine you're walking next to the flower shop. You can smell the scent of different flowers while you're holding a cup of matcha tea with milk and bits of sugar in your hands. This is the dry down of Green Stravaganza. It's a very pretty, Swedish, floral, milky, herbal vanilla scent. Based on the name and tea note, I expected this to be very green and aromatic, but after the opening, this is just another, well, crowd-pleasing floral scent. It had such a unique and promising start that I absolutely love, but the dry down, well, Green Stravaganza plays safe, maybe a bit too safe for my liking. If you're a gourmand lover, you would probably wish vanilla was more prominent and distinguishable in this perfume. And if you like these scents, you might also be a bit underwhelmed because this isn't very green, and in the opening it's also more fruity, while in the dry down it's more floral, so it never gives too much space for tea to shine. And if you wanted just another freshie for warmer weather, well, there is some freshness to this fragrance, but not too much to be considered a freshie. Therefore, it doesn't seem like the name matches the scent, because other than the green juice, this isn't a green perfume. And in the dry down, it doesn't smell extravagant, lavish, splashy, or eccentric as Stravaganza in the name suggests. In the dry down, nothing really stands out, while the top was so beautiful and so distinct. And therefore, this fragrance becomes a bit confusing. Nonetheless, the opening has a wow factor, while the rest is a nice, pretty, light and fresh, floral, slightly sweet, slightly powdery, overall pretty girl fragrance that I do enjoy. So I would rate its scent with 8 out of 10 because of the amazing opening. But the lasting power and performance overall isn't the best. Initially, Green Stravaganza even fills a room. It's very strong when you first apply it, but it gets closer to the skin very soon and turns into a skin scent. I don't know, maybe it needs a few months to macerate, but currently I get about 4 hours of longevity on my skin, but let me know how it performs on you. You know, this would be okay perfume if you're fresh out of the shower or for office when you need something that won't be offensive to others, and that's why I would rate the performance of Green Stravaganza with 5 out of 10. And now let's talk about the positive and negative points. First negative point is the generic dry down. This is a nice, fresh and floral fragrance, but it feels a bit ordinary, thin, and just slightly unfinished, especially in the dry down, because there it lacks some defining characteristics. If someone would ask me to recognize which scent this was just based on how it smells in the dry down, I wouldn't be able to, because it smells like any other sweet floral designerish fragrance. And don't get me wrong, this is safe, it smells very pretty, but just slightly forgettable in the dry down. And the second point is that it's overpriced. It doesn't perform, at least not as I wished, on my skin, and the price is quite steep. Somehow new fragrances last and last, but the price is higher and higher. Green Stravaganza costs about 160 euros for 100 ml bottle, which is maybe okay for you, but in my opinion, and considering the performance, it's just too much. And now let's talk about the positive points, and the first positive point is the amazing opening. The scent of candied limes and bitter smoky tea scent in the opening is so dreamy, it's so different, it's so mesmerizing. I wish it lasted longer, and even though the opening has some unisex facets, this is feminine perfume in general, and it doesn't smell juvenile in any phase. It's not overly complex, but it's so pretty and enjoyable. And the second positive point is that this is a perfect spring and summer fragrance because of its fresh, floral and slightly fruity nuances, and also it fits for daily use. It would fit any daytime occasion, even the office and professional settings, but it lacks a bit of sensual flair to be wearable even in the evening and for night, at least in my opinion. If you found this video helpful so far, then boop the like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content coming up. But what is the final verdict? Will Green Stravaganza stay in my collection or it goes back? I really love the opening and I enjoy a green vanillic floral dry down. So if you're not a very big fan of florals in fragrances, I'm not sure will you enjoy Green Stravaganza. It has jasmine like all the other Donna Born in Roma fragrances, so it smells like the part of that range, but at the same time it's different and I don't think it will be redundant if you own any other flanker from this line, which are a bit more complex in my opinion than Green Stravaganza is. This is a beautiful fragrance and it reminds me of a spring day in Rome while you're enjoying lime ice cream, and therefore it reminds me of the scene from the movie Roman Holiday where Audrey Hepburn enjoys ice cream on the stairs with a flower in her hand. Green Stravaganza smells soft, romantic and very lovely, almost like a simplified version of what Love Child between Armani Privé, Vert Malachite and Burberry Goddess might smell like, because you also get soft jasmine like in Vert Malachite and slightly herbal vanilla from Burberry Goddess. So yes, there is nothing not to like in this fragrance, okay, other than poor performance. Precisely because of the lasting power, it won't stay in my collection, but if you don't mind the performance, if you don't mind overspraying or reapplying your fragrance, and if you would like lime gummies in the opening with strong floral dry down, definitely check out Green Stravaganza. 3 words or adjectives to describe this fragrance would be floral matcha tea, and I would rate its scent and performance with 6.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new flanker. Does it last better on you? And if you would like to watch another in-depth review of another designer fragrance, then check out this video next. I will see you there. Bye!